Man, it'd be so cool to be like in a shared universe. Like a cinematic universe with crossover episodes.
Hey, Jackie and Bobby.
What the?
Where do you leave the coffee cups? We're gonna...
It's Father Mark Mary.
What are you guys doing over here? This looks familiar. Hey, everybody. What's going on?
So this is happening.
I think you just bilocated in here.
Surprise! Bobby, I see you have copied my beard.
So, Father Mark Mary, you and I are both from Orange County, California, but now you are a CFR in the Bronx.
Yep.
And you went from living in Anaheim Hills, being raised in Anaheim Hills, which is a very wealthy area, to now taking a vow of poverty.
Yeah, a little different. It's a little different
No
in the
TV,
Bronx than Anaheim Hills. Yeah, a little
you like
different.
you're camping, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys sleep on mats on the floor, or like cots?
It's a little bit like camping
Okay.
for a living. It's a pilgrim thing.
What was that like? What was that transition like, going from obviously, living in a very nice place up on the hill to now down on the floor?
Yeah, well, there's for me, I loved it. Mm-hmm. I loved it. The poverty part of St. Francis, the poverty part of the Franciscans, was really attractive to me. Mm-hmm. And I know that's kind of weird. That is kind of weird. But there's something about it which really spoke to me, and there was the sense of I want, what I'm going to do, I kind of want to do all in.
Like radically.
I want to go for it, right? And actually it was at In-N-Out Burger just up the street where I first learned about the friars. And what I heard about them is there's this group who are of Franciscans in New York, and they're super hardcore, and they sleep on the floor, whatever. And I was like, I want that. I want that.
Conversion happens at In-N-Out. I'm telling you.
In-N-Out
the Lord
Burger.
is present in this
Good
In-N-Out
for more
tonight.
than just double doubles. Yeah. But then you get into religious life, and you get into your vocation, and you realize the externals for our life, they are important, but they're leading to a deeper pouring out and a deeper stripping.
Yep.
And that is a little bit less romantic. But in whatever vocation, right? As a wife and mother, you experience some of this yourself, right?
Yes, I haven't taken a vow of poverty, but there's a poverty of sleep.
Yeah.
There's a poverty of that I'm not my own. When I was single, I could just, I tell people this, I could just buy a plane ticket to anywhere in the world and go and do whatever I wanted. But yeah, now I am at the whim of, I'm serving my children. Mm-hmm. And it's a different form of poverty. It's a different form of sacrifice. So every vocation, people romanticize certain vocations.
Yeah.
It's funny because when you're a mom, oh gosh, I wish I wish I would have just been a nun. I could be praying all day, and I could, and then people romanticize marriage. Oh, well, you get to be married, but it's every vocation requires sacrifice.
Yeah, and we're supposed to, there's a body, and we're supposed to work in concert with one another.
Yeah.
And so our material poverty, it's supposed to be a sign to others, right? About basically material things, they do have a place, but it's not the first place.
Right.
And they're at the service of something deeper. But at the same time, over and over again, I'm extremely moved by the witnesses of the husbands, the wives, the mothers, and the fathers that I meet. I'm not waking up every hour and a half to feed a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just we both have sacrifices, both have the cross, both have the joy though.
Right.
Both have the joy and the deep love, which makes us makes it all worth it.
Right. Well, I'm very glad for the work you do, and glad that you get to visit, come back.
Hey, good to be here.
All right, cool. So now Bobby's going to ask you some questions.
All right, quick set change.
Well, here we are.
Here we are.
How'd I get on this side? You come and you take my chair, take my camera.
I'm going to eat some of your food, drink some of your coffee.
Franciscans.
That's true. We
Give me a break.
We do come into your house and eat your stuff.
So, Father, you are pretty brand new father. As of recording, you've been ordained for 6 months.
A little more, but a little less than a year.
Yeah.
A little less than a year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been a dad for 4 years as of recording, and I still know nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm still figuring it out. It's been a learning curve, but I think you can never read a book and be ready to go for it. It's learned while lived.
Yeah, and actually, it's been a topic that's, I guess maybe it's not that surprising, that I've been thinking about a bit as a priest, and I've loved it. I really, really, really love being a priest. And it's hard because the words don't always do it justice.
Yeah.
But I love it, and in my own discernment, one of the biggest challenges or the sacrifices was, of course, like the sacrifice of being a husband and being a father for me.
Mm.
You know, for obviously there's a wide variety of reasons for it, but the way in which, as a father, you can give yourself to your kids, give yourself to your wife. There's something about, like, I really wanted to be able to give myself in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I've found, particularly hearing confessions, I think there's, obviously it's so beautiful because of the grace, and you see people come in with years and years and years of sin and like baggage and whatever, like they're carrying, and like that you see like God's grace and healing.
Yeah.
But there's also, like, subjectively, there's a part of this where I like, I'm able to be a father, that desire to be a father.
Absolutely.
And to really love tenderly and compassionately. And so I've experienced particularly that aspect of priesthood pulling out my fatherhood and
Mm-hmm.
really, really being a source of joy. Yeah, so can you relate to something about that? Because it's like, for me, the joy of fatherhood is the way in which it like pulls something greater out of me.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it's happening.
Well, again,
yeah.
I think your time is not your own
Yeah.
anymore. The demands your children make, and
Yeah.
you either approach that as a crotchety old man and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, these kids are in my way of sleep and everything else," or, and it's again, it's not always pleasant, but like this is molding me. This is bringing out the best in me. Like this, the part of me that's able to self-sacrifice, that couldn't have been unlocked any other way. That now I have to get over myself in so many other little ways
Yeah.
that I was able to maybe sneak by before. You know, I tell guys it's the most exhausting and beautiful thing
Right.
you'll ever
Yeah.
take on.
Yeah.
And again, I had my own discernment of priesthood and was in the seminary for a number of years. And my prayer was like, God, I just want to be a father. Like, whether that's a spiritual or biological father, you help guide the path. And
Yeah.
here I am, and God's seen fit to make me a biological dad with a bunch
Yeah.
of mutant children.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't celebrate mass. I can't hear confessions. I mean, I hear them all the time, but I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But it's that, like, so it's you can't do everything in that way, but how, like, it's so complementary, the biological and the spiritual. And I'd say too, like, we don't know each other
Yeah.
at all. Like, I've just been getting to know you today, but it's
Yeah.
like with Jesus at the center, like, we have the same best friend. And so there's a whole lot we already share in common. Sure, come into my house, drink my coffee,
Yeah.
take my chair, all that.
I think we're sharing the joy of spiritual fatherhood meets spiritual brotherhood, right? You know, and
Yeah.
that because we're on different paths, but
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
all we're seeking the same goal, and we all are trying to bring God's children home to the Father, and we're doing it together, and we need one another.
Your beard inspires my beard.
I was like, I don't know, because I feel like I'm a little self-conscious about my beard. It's not like in the world of friar beards.
Sure,
It's not the best. I feel like if you went for it,
from Zero to Gandalf.
Yeah. I feel like if you went for it, though, you would put me to shame. So
Yeah.
that's,
My wife allowed it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Maybe the universe will collide again.
yeah, hopefully. Wait for it. You never know when we're going to bring together the Ascension.
Cinematic universe.
Universe.
Happening. It's
Conquer the
happening.
world for
Just
Jesus.
Just started.
All right.
Okay.
You're witnesses. We'll see you again.
From all of us at Ascension Presents, God bless.
God bless you.